Okay, this is section 4.2 in the textbook, and what it's going to be about is adding, subtracting, multiplying polynomials. Now, one of the things that the book talks about is multiplying them, adding them vertically. We're not going to do that. That would be like if I had a polynomial x squared plus 3x plus 4, and either I would add something to it, but I would line them up like this, or I can multiply them like that. I'm not going to show the vertical method. If you guys want to know that, you can see me some other time, but we'll just stick to one way. All right, so what you're going to do when you do this is you're going to simply add all the terms together. Okay, so what we're going to do is it's 3x cubed plus 2x squared minus x minus 7. So this plus x cubed plus 10x cubed, x squared, plus 8. And now I'm going to combine like terms. So anything that's got a cube will combine. So I have a 3x cubed here and an x cubed there. That will be 4x cubed. A 2x squared and a 10x squared would be plus 12x squared. The minus x, and there's no other x's in the equation or the expression, so minus x. Then I have a minus 7 and a plus 8 would be plus 1. Subtraction. Subtraction, I've got to be careful about distributing my subtraction, which is a negative. So I would have 8x cubed minus 3x squared minus 2x plus 9 minus 2x cubed minus distributes to the next term, 6x squared. The minus distributes to the next term, which is a subtraction, so I have subtract a minus, or however you want to look at it, a minus and a minus would be plus x, and the minus distributes over to the 1, minus 1. Combining like terms, I have an 8x cubed and a minus 2x cubed, which would be a minus 6, would be 6x cubed, so I have this 8x cubed minus 2x cubed. Now for the x squareds, I have a minus 3x squared and a minus 6x squared. I have a minus 2x plus x plus 9 minus 1. Okay, the next one is another subtraction problem. I'm just going to set it up because it says I'm going to subtract this piece from this. So what I would start with is 5x cubed minus 4x squared minus 3x plus 1. And now I'm going to subtract from that the entire polynomial. So I've got to put it in parentheses, 3x cubed plus 5x squared minus x plus 8. I'm going to go ahead and write the next line. So I would have 5x cubed minus 4x squared minus 3x plus 1. Then subtract a minus 3x cubed. Subtract a minus 5x squared. Subtract a minus x, that's going to be plus x, then subtract 8. And then we would combine like terms. I guess I'll go ahead and do that. So I've got 5x cubed minus 3x cubed, that's 2x cubed. Let's look for all the squared terms, a minus 4x and a minus 5x, minus 3x plus an x would be a minus 2x. And then lastly, I have plus 1 minus 8 would be minus 7. All right, so the next one is going to be multiplying polynomials. So for every term that I have in the front piece is going to multiply by every term in the back piece. So this minus x squared, the minus x squared is going to have to multiply by x. So that's going to be a minus x cubed, right? The exponents add. If that's a 2 and a 1, when I multiply x squared and x to the first is x cubed. Then the minus x squared is going to multiply by the minus 3. So that would be plus 3x squared because I have a minus times a minus. Now that I'm done multiplying by both these two pieces in the back, I'm going to move to the next term, which is plus 2x. So this plus 2x would multiply by x, giving me plus 2x squared. The plus 2x would multiply by the minus 3, give me a minus 6x. Now I've finished up with the 2x, I'm going to move to the 4. 4 times the x is plus 4x. 4 times a minus 3 is a minus 12. We'll combine like terms, so I have an x cubed here, and there's only one of those. Now I have a 3x squared and a 2x squared. I have a minus 6x plus 4x. And a minus 12. So that would be my answer. Okay, let's do another multiplication, but let's have one that has the terms a little different. So here's one that has the first factor only has 2 terms in it, so let's go ahead and multiply here. So for this one, this y will multiply by the 3y squared, giving me 3y cubed. The y will then multiply by the minus 2y, giving me a minus 2y squared. Then the y would multiply by the 2, giving me plus 2y. Now that I'm done with the y, I'm going to move to the 5. So 5 times the 3y squared is plus 15y squared. 5 times a minus 2y is minus 10y. And lastly, 5 times 2 is plus 10. To combine like terms, 3y cubed. I have 2 squared terms, a minus 2 plus 15. That's plus 13y squared. 2y minus 10y. Plus 10. Okay? Just like if I would multiply 3 times 4 times 2, how we multiply is we take the first 2 terms, we multiply those together, I would get 12 times 2, and then I'd get 24. So what I'm going to do when I multiply factors like this is I'm going to take the first 2, multiply those together, then I multiply by the x plus 5. So let's go ahead and do that. That would be a FOIL because these are just binomials. So I have x times x, that's x squared. This x times 4 is plus 4x. The minus 1 times x is minus x. Minus 1 times 4 is minus 4. So that's what I get when I multiply the first 2 factors together. And of course, I still have the x plus 5. Let's simplify this. So that's x squared. I have a plus 4x minus x. It's plus 3x minus 4. Okay, now we're going to do the multiplication like we just did. Every term in this first factor will multiply by every term in the last one. So I have x squared times x. X squared times 5. Let's move to the 3x. 3x times x. 3x times 5. Okay, now let's move to the negative 4. So I have a minus 4 times x. A minus 4 times 5 is minus 20. Combine like terms. X cubed. 5 plus 8. 5 plus 3 is plus 8x squared. 15x minus 4x is plus 11x minus 20. A couple other little things that are in the book is we have a couple of special little patterns. If I have n minus 3, and let's make that cubed, what that is you do not distribute the exponent. You never distribute the exponent into addition or subtraction. That's n minus 3 times n minus 3 times n minus 3. So the way you'd have to work that is you're going to have to first multiply these two n minus 3's together. That would be n squared minus 6n plus 9. And then that would multiply by the n minus 3. So like we did before, we would have to multiply all the members of this piece by those. So we've already worked one like that, but the important thing to remember here is just that n minus 3 cubed, that's n minus 3 times itself 3 times, like that. For the next one, I have really what's a difference of squares. I have the same numbers. However, the 5 is added in one, subtracted in the other. That's a difference of squares. So I will have 4n times 4n. 4n times minus 5. 5 times 4n. Let's make that a minus 20. Then 5 times 4n is plus 20n. And 5 times a negative 5 is minus 25. That's like a difference of squares. I get 16n squared minus 25. So we've actually already had that kind of a problem. For some reason, your book puts it again in here as a special pattern. So there it is, special pattern. We're done.